So the next topic would be cast irons. So further we are going to see about the cast irons and its classifications. So the cast irons, we all know about that the carbon percentage is more than 2% to 6.67 percentage of carbon, which is having with iron ore is called as cast iron material. And then it is also contains the small amount of silicon, sulfur, and manganese and phosphorus also. Features of cast iron. Why we are using cast iron means it is the least expensive material and plentiful resources next to the aluminium, and mechanical rigidity and good strength under compression. Good machinability can be achieved. So these are all the most important positive parameters of cast iron. So for these reasons only we are using cast iron in many of the applications. Then the chemical compositions and the material compositions of cast iron. Then the carbon percentage is up to 3 to 4 percentage of carbon, and silicon is up to 1 to 3 percentage of silicon. Manganese is 0.5 to 1 percentage, and sulfur up to 1.1 percentage, and phosphorus up to 1 percentage. Then the cast iron is further classified into grey cast iron and white cast iron, and nodular and ductile cast iron and malleable cast iron. So we are going to see in-depth manner of grey cast iron. So what is meant by grey cast iron? So the percentage of the grey cast iron is nothing but the carbon is 3 to 3.5 percentage of carbon, and 1 to 2.75 percentage of silicon, and is 1 percentage of manganese, up to 0.2 percentage of sulfur, and up to 1 percentage of phosphorus. So these are all the materials are combined together to make a grey cast iron. So what are the properties of grey cast iron? Grey cast iron it contains the poor tensile strength, and it is most hard and brittleness in nature. Where we are applying this material means where we are applying this material into machine tool bodies, automotive cylinder block, and flywheels. So these are all the most important applications of grey cast iron materials. Why it is named it as grey cast iron means that the graphite flakes which is measured or which is mentioned in this material in the color of gray, so that it is named it as gray cast iron. And the next topic is white cast iron. White cast iron, the schematic structure of that Fe3C composition of material that we are getting in white color, so that it is named as white cast iron. Then the carbon percentage is 1.75 percentage to 2.3 percentage. Silicon is 0.85 to 1.2%. Manganese is 0.4%. Sulfur is up to 0.12%. And phosphorus is up to 0.2%. So these are all the material compositions of the white cast iron. Where we are using white cast iron, what all the properties are in that? It means properties of the white cast iron is nothing but resistance to the wear. It is having high wear resistance and extremely hard and brittle and bad machinability. So this is the one of the uh, negligible and also one of the important disadvantage of this white cast iron is nothing but bad machinability. So where we are using this white cast iron, the applications is nothing but for making malleable cast irons we need white cast iron, and mill liners and pump liners. So these are all the applications that we are using for white cast irons. Then what is meant by malleable cast iron? So we are getting a white cast iron. After getting the white cast iron, that we are going to annealing process is up to the temperature of 800 degrees centigrade, and holding for some time in the furnace itself, and cooling in the furnace itself. So if we are cooling down to the room temperature in the furnace itself, then we are getting the malleable cast iron. So what is meant by white cast iron? So the properties of white cast iron. The properties is ductile in material. It's having a high ductile property and bent without fracture, and it is having good tensile strength and excellent machinability. So these are all the properties. We know that the white cast iron is having bad machinability, but if you are doing the annealing process, is up to the temperature of 800 degrees centigrade, and the output is called as malleable cast iron. Now it is converted into the excellent machinability. So the disadvantages is overcome here in malleable cast iron. It is not white cast iron, that we have to make it as malleable cast iron. So where we are applying this material means in the agricultural machinery is the most important application of this material, and wagon wheels and brake support. So these are all the applications of this malleable cast iron. It is not white cast iron, it is a malleable cast iron. Okay. So now we are classified the cast iron into three different types: and gray cast iron, white cast iron, and malleable cast iron. And what are all the applications and where we are using that materials and what is the properties of that materials that we have seen in depth manner. So if we need any engineering applications that containing these kind of requirements, these property requirements, then we can use cast irons over there. Normally, cast irons are the more cheapest material in the market, but we have to know the concept of the property. One of the important property, it is having more brittleness. That is also to be considerable in the account while designing. Thank you.